When one door closes, another opens. Stories of women's resilience. Everyone has a story. Those that resonate most are stories of perseverance, courage, strength, and resilience. Here, 4 women share how they reached out for help and found a door to a better future.
I was having a really difficult time in my life. Previously, I was a young professional, I had a good job, I had a relationship, everything was going really well. And I started to encounter some mental health issues, which I then tried to self-medicate with alcohol. Things were getting really rough for a while. I had to take some time away from work, which meant a lot to me in terms of what I thought my value was. Just deciding to join Nywc Women's Centre, it took a little bit of time. I was a little bit reluctant at first, but they did everything to make me feel absolutely welcome. As I mentioned, I wasn't working at the time, so financially, even just getting there was a barrier. They were able to offer support to get me there. So at the time, TTC tokens, calling me before appointments or before sessions, letting me know that it would make a difference if I was there or not, and that's something that really mattered at the time because I didn't feel like it would make a difference if I was there or not. When I felt vulnerable was so important. So the women in the class were fantastic, very different from each other, very different from me, and that was probably one of the best parts, hearing other people's stories and being able to speak my own truth. It was very validating. It was so important for me at such a time in my life when I needed support more than I knew.
Before I came to Nywc Women's Centre, I was in a very difficult position in life. I had been abused by my husband up to the point that I had to leave to a shelter. I was a newcomer in Canada with precarious status, and I was a single mom with one young child and another one on the way. I felt alone, I felt afraid, and I felt inadequate. I didn't know if I could make it on my own, and I was completely overwhelmed. I have grown so much, and I have gained my confidence back. I learned the difference between healthy and unhealthy relationships, and I had actually become a better mother because I learned to love myself and trust myself and not question my judgment. And now I can enjoy the time with my kids. I have gained self-esteem and the knowledge that I can be a contributing member of society, that I am now so much more assertive and productive, that the way my life is now is so much better than before I went to Nywc Women's Centre. Now I feel that I'm not alone and I'm not afraid and I can do anything I want.
Nywc Women's Centre was one of the places that my psychiatrist told me about and suggested to me. And so I gave them a call. When you come from a place of trauma, a lot of the time it feels like, or felt to me, like I was an anomaly, an oddity, like I didn't quite fit in anywhere. My history, my trauma was so unique to me that it never occurred to me that other people could understand, other people could relate to what I'd been through and what I was still going through. It was the first time in a long time I'd felt empowered, not getting past my trauma, but what living with my trauma and dealing with my trauma and learning to accept what the trauma has done to my life. I'm so grateful for their help, and yeah, I don't know where I would be without them.
A few years back, I found myself in a very dark place. I was struggling with health issues, health issues that prevented me from going to work. And I was lonely, I was isolated, I wasn't feeling well, I felt like nobody would understand, and spoke to my physician who recommended that I go to the Nywc Women's Center. And that's what I did. There I found a completely supportive staff with all kinds of programming available to us, free of charge, no questions asked, come as you are. I was able to access the center in a wheelchair, because at one point I wasn't able to walk. I met women from all walks of life. These beautiful women at either side of me were there to remind me of my worth. I gained the skills required to move forward. I tapped into unknown talents and skills. I gained a whole bunch of confidence, which I previously didn't have. I began to heal myself with the help of my doctors. I realized that I could sustain myself financially by doing things that I enjoyed. So I decided to embark on dog walking. I have been doing that ever since. I enjoy it. It helps me to stay fit, healthy, happy, and whole. And I owe that all to the Nywc Women's Center. I'm very proud of my accomplishments. I'm very proud of the women that also rose up with me from very difficult circumstances. And I realize now that nothing is impossible.
Michelle is in recovery. She practices the skills she learned and treats herself with kindness. Maria and her children are safe in their new home. They are active, engaged, and thriving in their community. Lavon is back at work doing what she loves. She is paying it forward by helping the center keep programs free. Angie is getting stronger every day. Her physical, emotional, and financial health has improved, and she no longer relies on a wheelchair.